Everybody. It is April 5th today, day 5 of our 30-day success reboot challenge, where I am showing you how you can become a successful affiliate marketer using email as your primary way to communicate and get sales. So we're going through each of these different days, but today is going to be a little bit different. And if you've watched the other 4 days thus far, then you will know that we've got a little different format here today. We're shooting this on my computer here because I'm going to do screen sharing and show you a little bit of a day in the launch life of an email affiliate marketer. So we've gone over some of the basics in the first 4 days, and if you haven't already watched those videos, you should go back and take a look at those. But we've gone over the basics of essentially how the system works and what we need to focus on and the important elements that you need to have in place. And you got to have a compelling offer, and you need to have traffic, and you need to have a way to be able to track that traffic so you know where your signups are coming from. And you want to focus on being able to take all of your traffic that you're generating from people who do not know who you are and send that to offers that are going to build your email list. And then you email your list and you tell them about the things that you want to promote and hope to get them to sign up. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to stop selling to strangers and instead focus on turning those strangers into friends and then those friends into customers. And by friends, of course, I mean the subscribers to your email list. This method works much better, especially in our current marketing climate, because people are always looking for who they can trust. And you have to prove that trust before you can start then making recommendations to them of things that you think would be helpful to them, like products and services that you get paid a commission on. So today is a little different because I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you how I promote a launch. In yesterday's video, we talked, there's 2 different ways that you can use to build your list. One is you can create your own lead capture offer, and you can set up pages and ClickFunnels or WordPress or lead pages, which make an offer of something that the people that you are wanting to put on your list would be interested in, like a free report or a video training course or an ebook or something like that. And to get that, all they have to do is give you their name and their email address. You send people to that page that you've created, and then when they subscribe, they get added to your email list in your email autoresponder program. So you can set up your own lead capture offer that's unique to you that way. However, a lot of people starting out, that requires you to learn a lot of skills. You got to learn the software programs to be able to do that, like WordPress or ClickFunnels. You've got to be able to set up the pages. You've got to be able to link them and integrate them to your autoresponder so everybody gets added. And I've found over the years working with people that are just starting out that proves to be a hurdle which is too high for most people to get past. So they're just starting out and they don't know how to use all these programs. So I've created some tools, which I talked about in the last video, of ways that you can essentially have the system all set up for you, where you just have to promote the pages that are given to you by the system. And it does all the tracking, and it adds the people to your email list as it adds in. And I've got a couple of programs like your Viral List and your Success Advantage that do just that. But one way that's really worked well over the last 5 years for people who are following me and my top affiliates and et cetera to be able to build their lists easily without having to create their own pages is by promoting the launches that I do. So I do typically 2 launches a month. Sometimes it's a relaunch of an old product. Sometimes it's a totally new product or new website launch. And people join those programs and then they can promote those programs as an affiliate. And if someone joins from your link, then that person's going to get added to your email list. And of course, if that person purchases anything, you earn a commission. So essentially, the launches become high converting offers to turn people from being strangers into subscribers in your email list. And of course, you also have the added bonus of if they purchase anything, you make money. So this has been very popular, and lots of leaders in the safe list marketing world have built their lists by promoting my launches. And we're talking thousands and thousands of subscribers that they've added by promoting these launches. The reason for that is that launches are always a great converting offer in our little niche. People like to join things that are new. And usually when we're doing launches, we do very compelling giveaways and give away stuff that's very valuable to get people to join the site or to join, whether it's a new site or a relaunch site. So these offers are compelling, they convert really well, and we do all the tracking for you. So today, we just 15 or 20 minutes ago from when I'm starting this recording, we just launched a new site called Traffic Boost Mailer, and it's a new safe list mailer. And what I'm going to do in the video here today is I'm going to kind of show you how I would promote it. Now, we're going to do a couple of different kinds of promotions here today because I've really built this as being a day in the life of an email affiliate marketer. So I already have an email list. So I want to promote this to my list because I want the people who are on my list to join this new program because I have a list, but I'm also going to promote it to the general public, people who are not on my list, with the goal of, if they join this program, that is going to build my list. Because in an email affiliate marketer's world, there's a couple of things that you want to make sure you're doing every day. So once you have a list which is big enough to justify mailing it, you want to make sure that you're mailing your list. And you want to be mailing your list at least 3 to 5 times a week, at least in our industry of people who are trying to make money online. The reality is that people in our industry get a lot of emails, and sometimes you've got to mail them multiple times in order to get them to see one. So that means that we want to mail more frequently than you would if, say, you were in the woodworking niche, and you might want to mail people a couple times a week. So we want to mail people 3 to 5 times a week. So one of the things that I have to do every day is to create emails and offers and content that's going to go out to my list. So we're going to do that today, talking about, of course, the launch. Then the other thing we're going to do is we are going to promote the launch to people who are not on my list by promoting the launch and sending out emails at safe list mailers. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. Now, this is not the end-all be-all video that's going to teach you everything. I'm going to go through things kind of quickly and just kind of explain as I go. I'm going to do it as I would do it. In the future days of the 30-day Success Reboot Challenge, I'm going to go more depth into each of the different things I'm doing, tell you exactly why I'm doing it, show you kind of in more of a slower motion how you would do it yourself. And but this kind of gives you an indication. Now, I mentioned that there's 2 different kinds of promotions that we're going to do today. One is going to be emailing people who are already on my list and trying to get them to join this. And then the other one is going to be emailing people who are strangers and trying to get them to join this and then be on my list. So we've talked about some different types of traffic. I told you that back in the video on day 2 that there was traffic which you earn and traffic which you buy, and that those were 2 types of traffic. Well, there is a third type of traffic that I didn't mention in that, and that is traffic which you own. So traffic that you buy and traffic which you earn is generally what we would consider cold traffic. So it means that these visitors coming to whatever you're sending them to are strangers to you. They do not know who you are and they don't have any relationship with you. So those are cold traffic sources. You're either buying traffic or you're earning traffic, like at the safe list, but these people that are coming don't know who you are. So your whole goal with cold traffic is to get those people to join your email list, because once they're on your email list, now you can start communicating with them and you can warm them up. And that, of course, is the other kind of traffic. Once people are on your email list and you send them an email and ask them to go do something, looking to try to get a conversion or get people to go visit something that you want them to take a look at. That traffic that you generate from emailing your list is warm traffic. So these people know who you are, and they are much more likely to take action on what you ask them to do than strangers are, because you have a relationship with them. That's the whole reason we're building the list in the first place. So as your list gets bigger, as mine has, then you start to generate this traffic from the mails that you send every day. And this traffic coming from people who are already on your list is warm traffic. So we have cold traffic from strangers, like paid traffic or traffic that you earn by using safe lists. And then we have warm traffic. And the warm traffic are people who already have a relationship with you, like the people on your email list. So we're going to use both warm and cold traffic here today. Now, if you don't have an email list yet, obviously you can't mail to people on your list about whatever it is you want to promote. You have to focus on just cold traffic and getting as much cold traffic as possible so you can build that list. And when you build that list, then you're going to have a source of warm traffic. And warm traffic is, as I mentioned, is the most valuable traffic because it's the most responsive. So I'm going to switch over here and share my screen, and you're going to see exactly what I'm seeing. So just hold on a moment. We're going to share screen. Sure, we're sharing the right one. Okay, so as of right now, you should be seeing my screen, and you should see a spreadsheet on your screen. Let me check and see if it is showing me what it should be showing me. Yep, it looks okay. Okay, so what you're seeing on your screen right now is a little spreadsheet I created in Google Sheets. And again, in future videos of the challenge, I'm going to show you how to do this for yourself. But this spreadsheet is how I keep track of what I'm promoting, because you want to plan out your promotions. You don't want to fly by the seat of your pants and say, well, what should I promote today to my warm traffic or to my cold traffic? You want to plan this out in advance as much as possible, and then you can adjust it as the week goes along. But I like to think ahead and think, at least what am I going to talk about for the next couple of days? So you can see in the spreadsheet, I've got all the dates down here and the days of the week. And then I have two columns. One is cold traffic promotions, and the other one is warm traffic promotions. So remember, cold traffic is the traffic that I'm buying and the traffic which I'm earning by trading my time for traffic. And the goal of cold traffic is to get them to join something that's going to put them on my list. Warm traffic is me emailing my list. So sometimes I'll be promoting the same thing, like on a launch day, because I want people to join this launch. And if, obviously, if people buy things, then I make money. So I want to talk about this to my list. And then other days, most days, I will have a different email that's going to my warm traffic than to my cold traffic. And you can see I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to say every day this week, because it's going to be based a little bit on how successful the launch is going. And it's going to be based a little bit on how people are responding to the launch. If I'm still getting lots of people from my list joining whatever I'm promoting, then I'll keep talking about it. If I start to see the number of people that are joining from my list going down, then I may switch and talk about something else. So you always have a little bit of flexibility even when you plan like this, but you want to have an idea going ahead. So you can see that what I've kind of roughed in here is I want to talk about 5,000 free credits, which is the sign-up bonus for Traffic Boost mailer to both my cold and my warm traffic today. Now that 5,000 free credit offer ends on Sunday night at midnight. So you can see when the weekend rolls around, I'm going to change my message. I'm going to talk about the fact that this bonus ends tomorrow on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'm going to talk about the fact that it's the last day for the bonus. And then on Monday, we're going to have a new launch. So I have that penciled in here. So this tells me what I'm going to promote. So I know what I'm going to promote to cold traffic, and I know what I'm going to promote to warm traffic. Now, as I mentioned, because I have an email list, what's going to generate most of the signups for Traffic Boost mailer for me is going to be my list. Chances are over the run of the next week, I'm going to add several hundred people are going to sign up to this program from my email list. So that's my highest priority today. My highest priority is make sure that I mail my list about this promotion because it's going to get the biggest bang for the buck. Then after I do that, then I'm going to go out and I'm going to say, okay, now I'm going to promote this to cold traffic. So I want to start by promoting this to my list. And I have that open here in another tab. So I use ConvertKit is the software program that I use, or the website that I use to mail my list. Of course, other popular ones would be GetResponse or Aweber. I switched from GetResponse to ConvertKit a couple of years ago. For most people, starting out, I would probably recommend GetResponse. And then, you can grow into something like ConvertKit in the future if you want. I'm not a super big fan of Aweber, but it does work fine. I just prefer GetResponse to it. So this is my email management program, or as some people call it, your autoresponder. And that's where your list is stored and where you can go in and send mails to your list, and they manage all the subscribers and the unsubscribers, and etc. When you're first starting out building your list, especially if you're using any of my programs to do it, you may not need an autoresponder right away, because at least with my programs, if you're promoting my launches or your viral list or your Success Advantage, we're going to store all your subscribers for you. And then when you add an email autoresponder later, we'll download them all over there and add them for you. So this is something which is, optional when you have a list of 0. Now, if you're building your own lead capture pages, you can need this right from the beginning, because kind of somewhere to put your list. So this is my list. You can see we currently have like 24,000 people here on the list, roughly, this morning, and that my average open rate on my emails is 14.49%. So when I send an email out, 14% on average click it, and that I have a 1.36% average click rate. So that means if I email 1,000 people, that means that, let me get my math right, that means that like about between 10 and 11 people, is my math right on that, will go ahead and click on the email. And out of 1,000 people, about 140 to 150 will read the email, and about 10% of those people that read the email will then click it. So you can extrapolate that out. So I want to go ahead and I want to mail my list about this new launch. So where am I going to get that mail that I'm going to send out? Well, I like to write my mails from scratch, or, so that they're in my voice. But if you're starting out, the programs you're promoting will generally give you swipe emails to work from. So I'm going to go over here, and this tab happens to be logged into Traffic Boost Mailer. So here I am in the new site that I'm promoting. And you can see these sites, as I mentioned, they track all your traffic. So it shows here that I have 0 new referrals today. And I've had 1 visitor today because I haven't started promoting yet, right? So if I go down here and I say promotion tools and tracking, and I go and I take a look at my email swipes, I've given you here a sample email that you can use to promote the site. So this is where I like to start, because this gives me some idea of what I want to talk about. And I'm going to stick pretty close to this one. I'm just going to modify it a little because it's going to my own personal list. So this is my referral URL here. So this is where I want to send the visitors to, because if they sign up from this link, they're going to be put under me in the program and be added to my list. And then this is the message itself. Now, what I like to do is I like to open up a program like Notepad, and I like to copy and paste that out of the website and into here, just because it's a little easier to work with. So I'm going to click, select it, Control C, then I'm going to switch back over to my Notepad, and I'm going to paste it. So there's my message, and you can see it's already got my URL in here. So if I wanted to make any modifications to this to send out, then I would make them here in my Notepad, and I could save this, and then I could use it again when I send my promotions out tomorrow. I wouldn't have to come back to the website and get it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put my name on here. Now you'll see as we're mailing, different sites you're mailing from for cold traffic, maybe a little bit different in the requirements, so far as how long messages can be and etc. So this kind of gives me a base of something that I can use to promote at Safe Lists or to my own list in order to get people to come and visit Traffic Boost Mailer and hopefully sign up. So I've got this in my notepad now, so I'm going to go back over to ConvertKit. Now, you don't need to really pay attention to this because if you're not a ConvertKit, how exactly I do this doesn't matter. The important thing is that I'm mailing my list. So these are mails that I've sent out recently. You can see I sent one to the JB launch team members for Traffic Boost Mailer a few hours ago, telling them about promoting the launch. So what I want to do is I'm just going to borrow one of these mails. This is a mail I sent out yesterday to the entire list. And I'm just going to use that as a base to start from. So I'm going to duplicate it. And again, I'm going through here quickly because I'm doing it as I would do it. Details on exactly what I'm doing and how to do it will follow in future videos. So who's it going to? It's coming from me, and it's going to all subscribers. Now, I don't want it to go to people who already belong to the program, so I'm going to filter those people out. And again, this is different in any in different autoresponders. This is just how I would do it in ConvertKit. Everybody who already belongs to the program has a tag saying that they are members of TBM. So if I say don't send it to anybody who has that, notice my list currently to 24,416 people it would go to. And once I filter out those people, it's 24,272. So that's how many people I'm sending this email out to. I can put in my own little description. Launch Boost Mailer. That's just for my own use. Nobody else sees that. And then I go to the next step where I actually write the email. So this was the email that I sent yesterday. You may have received this email. And I'm just using this as a base just because it's easier to start with a mail and then edit it than it is to write one from scratch. So I have to decide what's my subject line going to be. Well, I can go back over here and I can look in my notepad and I can, go ahead and just use one of these. So I just copied that, and then I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to paste it. And then I need to change my date because I like to put my date and where I am and the weather in all my emails. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this one is, what is it out today? It's cloudy and a little bit warmer than yesterday, 41. So my emails start out the same way. Now this message was obviously promoting the challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just delete out all of that content. And this is where I'm going to put my new content in. You can see yesterday in the email that I sent out to my list, I told them we had a new launch coming their way tomorrow. So that's in the PS line. Obviously, I'm going to change that as well. So I'm going to delete it. So now I just have kind of like a template here that I'm working from. So then normally I would just write this from scratch. I'm going to actually copy and paste the mail and just make a few changes. So I'm just going to take this body here. And I'm going to paste it in here. You can see when I pasted in here, it didn't take all the, let's try that again. No, it's just the way ConvertKit works. When I paste in something from the text editor, it loses all of its line breaks between the different lines. So I'm just going to put those back in here. So, when you're trying to get someone to join something, obviously you want to focus on the promise. We talked about promise and actions in talking about conversions the other day. So what's the promise? What are people going to get out of this? Well, they're going to get just launched, tells them that it's new, and email 5,000 members for free is the promise. That's what they're going to get. They're going to get the ability to be able to email 5,000 people for free. So that's what the message here itself is focused on. And it gives a little more detail because it talks about how it does it, that it's got a unique mailing system and other benefits that they get from the site. It also links to other mailers, so you can send your email from one program and then clone it out to all the rest. So it gives all of that information in here. Then I'm going to want to include a link. And here I'm going to actually get your 5,000 credits. I'm putting the benefit in the actual link as well, because again, that just encourages people to click it more. So, and then here, I need to make this linkable. So I'm going to go back over to my notepad, get my link. This is where I want them to go. And go back over here. I'm going to link that, insert link there, open email and link tab. Again, I'm not talking about these things, and then I may want to edit this and do some bolding and focus, change people's focus on here. So I'm gonna want to bold that, and I'm gonna bold this line. Oh, these are the key points. I want to make sure that people focus on. And of course, I want to bold my call to action. And now what I want to do is I'm going to change this first paragraph, because this is really designed to go to cold traffic. And instead, I want this to talk about the fact that it's my site, because I'm talking to my audience. I want to let them know what I'm telling them about is my site. So, caps lock on. I have to excuse my bad typing. Say I am, because I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about it's my site. So I'm not talking about it in the third person here. An extra Q in there. Make sure that I'm talking about bolding, and now let's write a PS line. PS site, say launch instead. Launch is a great opportunity for you to build your email list. That's the benefit as well, of course, of joining the site is you can promote it to build your email list. And what I'm going to do is put this link here again. So I'm just going to copy that and put it down here in the PS line. All right, so that's my email that's going to go out. Pretty straightforward. when you're promoting something that's brand new and it's on the day of launch, you can have a very simple message, because what you're trying to do here is, as we've discussed in the past, grab the low-hanging fruit. There's literally hundreds of people on my site that will want to join this, and I don't need to give them a ton of reasons other than the fact that they can join it, they can use it, promote it, and they get 5,000 credits free. We talked about compelling versus convincing. You want to get all the people that are going to be compelled to join first, and the message can be simple and just focus on the benefit for them. Over time, you may want to do some convincing, and you will see that I will do some convincing over time to get people to join later on, because it's my site. But right now, I just want to get it out there so that I can grab people before everybody else does. Right? That's the goal. The earlier you promote and the more traffic you get out there to your links early, when there's lots of low-hanging fruit, the more people you will get added under you. Okay, so here's my link. So I'm just going to go to the next step. Blah, blah, blah. This is my chance to check it all over again, and I can double check links, and I see that link turned out wrong. I'm going to go back and fix that. Let me just make sure the link goes to the right place. Yep, that's the sign up page. Okay, now this link doesn't look right, so I need to go back and edit that. That's because I copied and pasted it, and this is just a ConvertKit idiosyncrasy. And the best way for me to fix it actually is to go to the HTML. So this is something you wouldn't normally have to do. If I just retyped the link and not copied and pasted it, I wouldn't have to do this. But of course, because I do this every day and email my list every day, I know how to get around the problem pretty quickly. I already crossed that bridge a long time ago. Okay, so now I'll take a look at it again, and you see now, link all looks fine. Let's double check the links. It's always good to make sure that the mails, especially that you're sending your list, are A, going to the right place, and B, all look correct and are correctly formatted. You don't really want to be sending out emails with spelling mistakes and etc. to your list, because that's not something that's going to build trust. It's something that's going to erode trust. So I'm going to go ahead and send this. So this is my warm traffic for the day going out right now. There, so that email's going out. It's going to be sent out to those 24,000 people right away. Now, while we're actually on here today in this session, we're going to see people join. We're going to see these numbers back here on my dashboard in Traffic Boost Mailer change. So you can see I actually have 7 visitors today, where I only had one the last time we looked, and I just sent the mail out. Now, some of that was me testing the link, but you can see now I have 8. So if people are starting to get that mail, they're going to click the links, they're going to come over to the site, and they're going to sign up. So the reason that I, of course, use my warm traffic first, I mentioned earlier, because it's the most effective. I'm going to show you my tracking here in future days to show what we've been doing, what we've been working on, and the results we've been getting. But literally mailing my list will generate hundreds of signups for this program, and it will make commissions. Now, this is also a great opportunity, as I mentioned, to build my list. Because if I promote this launch out in other programs, other site lists and similar programs, those people are also going to be interested in joining Traffic Boost Mailer. And when they may not already be on my list or be a member of one of my sites, so they become a new subscriber to my list. And this is how a lot of people who work with me build their lists, is they promote these launches. We have new ones all the time that are high converting, and everybody who joins gets added to the list, and they don't have to have a website or anything like that. So let's go back over to our traffic conversion sheet. So I've actually sent this email out. So all I do is, just so that I know what is done and not done, I just change the color of that to green, and that just lets me know, hey, I did that. Okay, so then I can look at this over time and see how I was successful in hitting my goals of promoting all of these things at these places. So now I want to go ahead and I want to promote cold traffic. So this is where what you're primarily going to be doing when you're building your list, when you're first getting started and building your list, is you're going to be promoting whatever it is you're using to build your list, be it one of my offers, be it your own lead capture page, etc. You're going to be promoting that to sites which can give you cold traffic. Now, those could be sites where you buy traffic, or they could be sites where you earn traffic by trading your time for traffic. But one way or another, you're going to want to send traffic to the things that build your list. And what I'm going to be promoting today is Traffic Boost Mailer, because conversions are going to be awesome today. They always are for the first day of a launch. Now, as the week goes along, the conversions will go down a little because a lot of the people that you'll be promoting to have already joined. So the conversions go down. So we change the message around and to make it appeal to different people. So you see that in what I'm planning here. But right now, I just need to get this out there to as many of the best traffic sources possible. So let's talk about best traffic sources here for a second. In this spreadsheet that I created in Google Sheets, I have another sheet called traffic sites. And this is the sites that I generally use to promote my offers. And as you can see, there are over 100 different sites here, okay? There's over 100 different, and most of these are safe list mailers. So I belong to, well, I actually belong to over 500 different safe list mailers. However, I regularly use only a few dozen. So how do I know which ones to use? That's where my tracking comes in, okay? So when I promote out to these sites, I have tracking that tells me how many visitors they sent me and tells me where the signups came from. So I'll know how many visitors WebBiz Insider sent and how many signups I got from WebBiz Insider. So by looking at that data over time, I can figure out these are the sites that are getting me the best conversions. So I can look at my own traffic and do that. Now, the other thing I can do is I can look at the sites themselves that provide traffic. So right now, if I go over here to Traffic Boost Mailer, and I go down here to the promotion tools again, and I look at best converting sites, this is probably blank, and it is. Just notice in that time since I sent out that email, I now got 5 new signups. So those 5 signups have come from that email, from 22 visitors that came in from that email in just the time we've been talking. That's how powerful warm traffic is, and that's why you want to build an email list right there. Okay, so the system here, Traffic Boost Mailer, is tracking everyone's traffic. And it's going to list out here, once there's enough traffic to be able to actually have some statistics, it's going to list out here which sites have the best conversions. So that's a source that I can use to determine, hey, what sites are generating good traffic to promote Traffic Boost Mailer at? So I can look at my own conversion stats from the past. I can also look here and I can see what's working for other people who are promoting Traffic Boost Mailer, okay? And then you also have another source at my site called TrafficWise. And this is an even bigger pool of traffic that is tracked, but this is anybody who promotes any of my pages and offers. So we've currently got about 110 different pages being tracked here. And so we're tracking all the traffic coming into those 110 pages and the signups and which traffic sites are generating the best conversions and the most signups. So if I look here at top 50 converting, so this is looking at the 1.5 million visitors over the last 30 days, which are the sites that have gotten the best conversions. And you can see Viral URL, Pip Explosion, Digiproducts, Referral Frenzy, Wi-Fi Mailer. These have the best conversions. You can see how many visitors they sent us and how many signups we got, and then how many visitors it took to get one signup, visitor per signup. We're going to go over all of this in more detail in later videos, but these are sources where you can see what's converting well. And the reality is you have to remember that the 80-20 rule applies. You're going to get 80% of your signups from 20% of the sites. And the tracking and all of this information shows you which 20%. And then you can focus on making sure that you get as much traffic as possible from those 20% of sites. And that's going to get you most of your signups. Focusing your attention in the right traffic sources is the difference between adding 5 new people a week to your list and adding 50. And again, we're going to go over that in more detail. Don't have time for that today. We just want to promote out to these different sites. So I keep track in my little spreadsheet there of these are sites that I want to promote at. The sites that are near the top of the list are the ones that I want to promote at as often as possible. Now, the first 30 or so sites on the list are all my sites. Of course, I want to promote there because I get to promote there and I don't have to earn any credits because they're my sites. So that's easy. This is easy traffic for me. And then you can see, once I get down below my sites, you can see here's viral URL, list Joe, etc., because these have worked out well for me in the past. The other thing you can do if you don't have a spreadsheet of sites is you can just come over here to the top 50 converting and just email from as many of these sites as you have accounts for, right? So you can use this list, and you'll notice that I've given you links here to either join each of these sites if you don't already belong to the site, or log in if you already do belong to the site. So what I like to do when I'm mailing out is I like to mail from as many sites as possible in a single sitting. So usually 5 to 10 sites in a block is what I'll do. I'll log into 5 to 10 sites. I'll copy and paste my mail into all 5 to 10 sites and then send from all 5 to 10 sites, kind of at once. So I'm going to focus on these sites that are not already on my list and the ones that I know I belong to. Now, some of my sites are in the list of the best converters here too. So we can also mail there. But I'm going to do it from my spreadsheet because that's my system. So these, again, are sites that I know work well for me. So I'm just going to start focusing here. And there's other columns that tell me whether I can mail and whether I need to earn credits. We're not going to talk about those today. That's subject for future videos. That's why we have a 30-day challenge and not a 5-day challenge, because I'm going to cover every bit of detail that you need to know to be successful at this. And so we need to break it up. So these are different sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a few of these sites in different tabs. So I'm just going to rearrange my tabs here for a minute. I'm going to put the spreadsheet here. So when I put my URL to the login page on all of these, and I copied it into my spreadsheet so that I could easily open them up. So I'm going to hold down my control key. I'm going to click that. That opened viral URL in that window right there. So each of these I can just mouse over, and as long as I hold down the control key, it's going to open it in another window. And then, so you can see the windows opening at the top. And I think I'm just going to do like 5 right now. Because, well, I like state of the art mailer. Let's do state of the art mailer. And let's do mail seed. Okay. All right. So you can see I've opened up actually, how many? 7 different sites here in all of these tabs. And like I said, it's more efficient to do them all at once, and we'll go over that process in a future video. But I'm going to go to viral URL. I need to log in here. I have all my login details are saved in Chrome, so I don't need to type them in. That's useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in here. I'm going to hear the sound and video playing there. And what I want to do is get to the place where I send a mail. So if I go under mailer and I say I want to use the random mailer, and again, I'm good at some of these top programs, I'm going to do individual videos on them per day and show you how to best use some of these top programs. But viral URL is one of my top programs. So my goal here is just get to the point where you can see here where I'm going to put my mail in. Okay, so I'm to this point for this site. So now I'm going to do that for list show. I'm going to log in here. And what we're talking about here and why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them is all about efficiency. I want to be able to mail 5 sites in the same time it takes somebody to normally mail 1. Because if I do that, I can get 5 times as much traffic. And that's why we use dozens of sites. If you only have 3 or 4 Safeless mailers that you used, you'd only be able to generate maybe 100 visitors a day. However, if you use 40 sites every day, you can probably generate more than 1,000 visitors a day from the work that you're doing, without actually spending any money. So, again, where you click in each of these sites is different. I'm not explaining it. I'm just doing it because I know where it is, because I've been doing this for many years. So here's the point where I fill in the form again. So I got that. And now we'll go over here and we'll go to login. Log in into your account, click to log in right away. It becomes like muscle memory here. I'm going to go ahead and pop in, just mute my speaker so you don't have to hear in the microphone. The video's playing here. I'm going to say no thanks. Because very often I have to skip all these one-time offers when you're logging in. Again, I'm just trying to be efficient, so I'm just doing this as quickly as I can to get to where I want to be. I want to go to the mailer. Blah, blah, blah. Can mail one time. It says I can use up to 200 credits. I probably don't have many credits in here right now. Again, I'll show you my system for tracking that in a future video. And skip login offers. Of course, this site's also owned by Salinas, so it has very similar look and feel. One of the advantages of using multiple sites owned by the same person is usually the sites look the same, and therefore it's easy to go from one to another. Once you learn one, you know them all. That's why most of my sites have the exact same look and feel, even though it's 30 different mailers. They all look kind of the same, because I want it to be that once you know one, you know them all. Okay, that's taking its time, so I'm not going to waste time and efficiency. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to go down and log into the next one. I don't know which one of these is my right login for state-of-the-art mailer. Looks like it's that one. I'm going to say no thanks. Sometimes on these things where you earn credits if you stick around, I will stick around, or I'll switch over to another window while the counter's counting down. But for the sake of making things go quickly for our video today, I am going to just do this as quickly as possible. Mailsy. I'm waiting for state-of-the-art mailer, so I might as well go log into another one. No thanks. Close. No thanks. Go back to state. Remember, I'm just trying to get them all to the point where I'm ready to put in my mail. So here I'm ready to log into our queue list. And again, I'm skipping through this quickly and not, oops, I clicked the wrong button. I skipped to the low, was going through it a little too quickly. Let's try this again. This is the login button. All right, and while it's doing its thing, I'm going to come over here and see, okay, I can email 5,000 members today. So I'm ready there. And I've got 17,000 credits here. So, of course, with Safeless mailers, if you're not familiar, you earn credits by reading other people's mails and visiting their websites, and then you use those credits to be able to then send your mails out. So I can email 5,753 people here today because I've got those credits. I got those credits by visiting other member sites. They're ad exchange sites, and that is how it works. Okay, so, and get successfully logged in here. So I got to slow down a little. Sometimes you get going too fast and you end up making mistakes. So I got that one's ready to mail. This one is not there yet, but getting there. Now, this is what I say when I say, you at sites like Safeless, you're trading your time for traffic, because you've got to go through and you've got to send your mails. You've got to go and you've got to look at other member sites in order to earn credits. You're getting traffic, but you're trading your time for it. Versus other sites, like say my solo ad site, Supercharged Solo Ads, you can't earn solo ads there. You have to buy them. And then I'm trading my money for traffic. So it all depends on what you want to trade. So here's my mailer. So I got a mailer form here. I got the first step of the form here. So now I'm all ready to mail essentially at all of these sites. So this is the point where I said you can kind of automate the process and make it faster. Now I can just go from one tab to the next and copy and paste into each one. So I like to mix around my subject lines a little so that the subject lines aren't the same from every site. So I'm going to use this subject line here, and I think I'll also use it here, and maybe I'll use it at Mailzy. So you see I'm able to skip between the different tabs, and that just makes me faster. Now I come back over here, this subject line, copying, and I don't have a subject line here yet. And let's use this one over here and let's go with those two because I got 7. I got 3 different subject lines. So that was there. State-of-the-art mailer is a little different. I'll show you that in a minute. Again, the process for doing this is going to be a little different at every site, and you learn it, of course, by doing it, by using the sites. So I've got a subject line in here. I've got a subject line in here. I don't have a subject line in here yet. I got a subject line in there. I got a subject line there. I don't have a subject line here yet, but that's because I got to put the URL in first. And I do have a subject line here. So as I mentioned here at State-of-the-Art Mailer, you have to test your URL before you can put in your mail. So I have to put the URL in there first. So if I go back over here, by URL, I mean your referral link. If you're not familiar with that terminology, so I'm going to copy my referral link. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to say submit my URL. And it's going to test it and make sure that it doesn't break frames. And this is also my opportunity to be able to make sure that I am promoting the link that I'm supposed to be promoting. So it's a chance for me to double check and make sure the site's loading. So it tested it, it proceeds, that means it passed. So now I'm to the point here where I put in my subject line. So now I can go back over, copy my subject line. Let's use this one. And I can put in my subject. Okay. Then I need my email body. So this is my email body right here. Now, most sites do not allow you to put a link in the email body. So you can see my link is in the email body here. However, some sites require you to. And that's, again, you learn this and you know which sites you put stuff in where. It so happens, I'm going to copy that. The viral URL requires me to put the link in the body. So I'm going to copy it with the link in the body here in viral URL. If I go further down on this page, you see there is no place to put the URL in a separate box. It has to be in the body. Send an email here with no link in the body, and you're not going to get any traffic from it because you didn't give anybody anything to click on. Okay, so that's important. I think the rest of all of these sites require no link in the body. So I'm going to go back over to my notepad, and I'm going to move that link. So that I've got a copy of the text without a link in the body. And then I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to stick it in all the rest of the sites. So viral URL we already did. So list Joe, there you go. There you go. There you go. And this is why it's faster to do it this way than it is to do it by just sending from one site at a time. With all these windows open, I can just switch from one to the other, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, or more appropriately, copy, paste, 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 and then copy, paste, 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 paste. So now I need the URL again. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to copy the URL. And I don't need it at viral URL, but I do need it at list Joe, and at list Joe goes here. And I do need it at email list pros, and it goes there. And then I do need it at leads and profits, and it goes there. And I do need it at Herculist, and it goes here. And state-of-the-art mailer, I already put it in earlier and tested it. And here, I need there. Okay, so now I pasted in the subject line, the text of the email, and the link to each of these sites. So now I just need to double check them, make sure that it's okay, that I haven't made any mistakes, and that I've filled in everything that should be filled in, and then send it. So in this process, you want to do one at a time. So I'm just going to start here, Mailsy, since I have it open. So I've got a subject line, I've got my text, it's appearing the way I want. I got this, and I'm sending it to 5,753 people, which is the maximum credits I can use. So it says here I can use a URL in the body, but I'm just going to leave the one here on the link. When do I want to send it? I want to send it now. So I'm going to say send. So that's going to send it from Mailsy. It's going to check it, make sure the site is okay. Remember, state-of-the-art mailer tested our link first. Most sites test it after, which is what it's doing now. So is this the site I want to promote? Absolutely. Confirm my site. Queued, should be able to view it in a few minutes. Done there. State-of-the-art mailer. All looks okay. The link's right, etc. Text is all in here. Subject line's in. Okay, send email now. Okay, mail complete. That just went out to 5,000 people. So I've just mailed 10,753 people from those two sites so far. So now I got this one going out. This one I think is going out to 1,000 people, if my memory serves me correctly here at Herculist. So regular mailing, I got text, I got the link, I got that, submit my ad. Ad successfully submitted to 1,000 members. So there, I just sent my mail out there. So now I'm up to 12,000 people mailed. Now this one, because I'm a free member, only allows me to mail 300 people. So I got to put in 300 credits, but subject line, body, URL's right. Also send it to my downline members because I have 27 people under me at this site. So it will send it to them and it doesn't cost me any credits. Absolutely. I'd like them to join this program. Send. For some reason, it didn't load the site right, but it did indeed go out. So I'm done at Leads and Profits. Sometimes sites won't load correctly in frames, and you want to be certain that you've got that right. But we'll go 200. URL is right. Text, subject line. Send it to my 21 downline members here. Send. Again, it's a similar site script, so obviously site's not loading right, but it did send it. And then over here at list show, let's look. How many credits would I like to spend? 21,000. Well, it's only going to send it to 1,000 people. So even though it says 21,000, it's only going to use 1,000. So this is another 1,000 people mailed. All looks right. Boom. Send in your mail. And then viral URL. This one's going out to 14,000 people. Here's the subject line, the body. In this case, the URL is in the body. Save template, track links, offer incentive, yes, send mail. Get my click there. Yep, it's spinning. Just take a moment. Give me a chance to get a drink. Okay, so in the time we've just been on here, aside from the time that I spent mailing my own list, this just went out to 14,000 people. I've emailed, roughly 30,000 potential people, some of which, a percentage of which are going to click the link and they're going to go and they're going to take a look at my referral page for the new launch for Traffic Boost Mailer. And there, if they will want those 5,000 credits, that's the promise. And to get more traffic to their site, they are going to join Traffic Boost Mailer. And when they do, they're going to be added to my list at Traffic Boost Mailer, which you can see is here. Obviously, I've got quite a few signups. I had some signups coming in, but I've got 93 people here at the site. Now, if you look at these stats, you can see I've now signed up 26 people today. Now, that was 0 when we started here at the beginning of this call. So I've signed up 26 new people for this site in the roughly hour we've been here online. Now, most of those people came from me mailing my list. Maybe all of those people thus far, because it's going to take a little longer for the traffic to come in from the people, from the mails I just sent to cold traffic. That's why you need an email list, 27. See? So I've gotten 69 visitors and 27 signups. So practically 1 out of 2 people who come and visit my referral link thus far is choosing to join the site. And that's because I sent my warm traffic first. But the whole idea of the challenge and the whole idea of the system of being an email affiliate marketer is warm traffic comes from mailing your list, but you only have a list if you built it by getting people who are cold traffic to join some kind of an offer which puts them on your list. So I built my list by getting cold traffic to view pages that they wanted to subscribe to. They subscribed. Now I've got 24,000 people on my list. And when I send a mail out for something, I know people are going to join. I know that this number is going to be in the hundreds this week. That confidence comes from the fact that I've built this asset. If I had to survive as an email affiliate marketer on completely cold traffic, I would have no confidence in my ability, as I did 17 years ago, to quit my job. Because I don't know whether cold traffic people are going to sign up or not. But I know my email list. I know what they want. I know what they'll respond to. I know how many of them will respond from experience and from building up a relationship with them. But if you're watching this video and you don't have an email list yet, you got to build that list, which means you only send traffic from cold traffic sources to things which put people on your list. You know, I got my first subscriber 20 years ago, and then second, and then third, and then fourth, and many people have joined since then, and many people have left because they left the business, or they changed email addresses, or they didn't like what I was saying, and that's fine. But I've got 24,000 people in there now who have all opened an email from me in the last 90 days. And that means that I have the confidence in my business because I've got an asset that's going to pay off. And what you need to do and what you need to focus on for the remaining 30 days of this challenge is building that asset. And one way to do it is to promote launches like the Traffic Boost mailer launch today, or there'll be another launch next Monday, another launch the Monday after that, or promote your own lead capture pages. Send traffic to things which build your list, because the list is the key to reliable online income. So I hope you enjoyed this session today. I have been recording it. It will be up in the Facebook group. It'll also be up on YouTube later. If you missed any of it, you could be able to go back and watch it, even though we did it here today live. But let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, how do you have a list? How big is your list? And if you're building a list, what are you promoting that is putting people on your list? Because that's the key. You got to send your traffic to something that's going to convert cold subscribers into email subscribers. That's how it's done. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that here today, and tune back in tomorrow where we will have another video. And of course, in that video, I'll share you the results of how we did with 24 hours of what the work that was just done right now. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to get back. I mailed 7 sites so far about the launch. I got about 50 more to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I suggest that you do the same, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.